Hi, am I on the air?
Yep.
Fuck.
Thanks.
Do I have everybody's attention now? Do I have everybody's attention now?
John, I got you.
Do I have everybody's
Sunday
attention
night.
now?
You put them cameras on me, then you must be willing to get that heart touch. This a must-see feeling. The news ain't good, then it must be villain. So I say a tag grounded, I don't trust these ceilings. Spread across your nose, and I'm on your ear. Highest necks on the cloud. Am I in the air? Sunday nights, prime time. I flex my better. Voltron transform to DX Don. Mega and obscene. You probably think I'm nice, cause I slow like a stream to your wireless device. And the smoke full of steam on any given night. How short like a piece of any given slice. And for the latest and what is best about, I tune in and tune the rest out. Done. You gotta tell them, am I in the clear? Is this thing on? Am I on the air? On the air.
Hi, am I on the air?
Well, what is going down, everybody? Welcome back to another brand new edition of Am I on the Air? It's season 17, episode 5, and tonight's show is titled Radio Gaga. That's right, I'm your host, Don Mega, and I welcome you to the show. We're broadcasting live here from the Red Dragons radio studios here in Tucson, Arizona. It is Monday, November the 5th. And this is your one-stop shop where we bring you all the latest and greatest in entertainment news, TV news, movie news, reviews. You come here and you get caught up to speed. So welcome once again. All right, you ready to talk the last week's worth of news? I am. Let's get right into it. And as always, we start off with our non-spoiler movie review of the week. And my review today is, of course, the number one movie in the world, the number one movie domestically, the number one movie internationally, and that is Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody is the true story about Queen, primarily its frontman, Freddie Mercury. Now, I am a massive Queen fan. I grew up on Queen. Queen was one of my mom's favorite bands. And I remember having the stuff on record and cassette tapes and just jamming out to Queen my entire life. So when I heard a couple years ago they were going to be making a movie about Queen, I was on board. I was really, really stoked. And at that time, it was Sacha Baron Cohen that was going to be playing Freddie Mercury, which I thought he would be a great Freddie. Then there became a lot of controversy, and he ended up dropping out. It looked like, I think, Sacha Baron Cohen wanted to do a very hard R, true story version of Queen, and I don't think the living members of the band wanted to do something like that. So he left, and they continued to revise it. They got Bryan Singer to direct, and then they brought in Rami Malek to portray Freddie. And of course, last year we had a little bit of controversy when Bryan Singer was fired just a couple weeks before the movie was done, and then they brought in Dexter Fletcher to complete the film. Bryan still gets sole directing credit on the actual movie, and here we are. So the movie comes out. I watched it opening night in IMAX and absolutely loved it. I thought it was fantastic, one of my favorite movies of the year. Now, of course, like I said, I'm a big Queen fan, so of course I appreciated it more. My love for it was more. Hearing how songs I've loved my whole life came together, seeing them performed on stage, seeing this band rise to greatness in front of my eyes was beautiful. The story in the movie basically starts off kind of at the Live Aid concert, which is kind of where the movie wraps itself up. It pretty much starts at Live Aid and then flashes back to how everything goes and leads its way back to Live Aid at the end. And I remember seeing this Live Aid concert as a kid because it was such a big musical event. I mean, anybody who was anybody in the music industry was at Live Aid. And, it just... What else can I say, man? I mean, this is the story about Queen. And really, the standout here is Rami Malek. If this dude does not get an Oscar nomination for Best Leading Actor in a Movie, I don't know what the hell to think anymore. He is so fantastic in this movie. He carries it on his shoulders. The way he portrays Freddy, from just the young naive kid to the, guy at the very end that's dying of AIDS, he covers the scale so well through the decades. And I was just blown away by his performance. Blown away. And I'll tell you, the rest of the band was spot on too. The guy who plays Brian May, fantastic. He was Brian May 110%. He killed it. Ben Hardy, who was Roger Taylor, great. John Deacon, great. So they killed it with the band, and seeing how everything comes together in this movie was beautiful. The end of the movie, the Live Aid performance was just so beautiful. Radio Gaga is one of the songs that they did, and that's why tonight's show is titled Radio Gaga, because we're on the radio, right? Am I on the air? We're on the radio. We're streaming on radios all over the world. And it's, some people say it's Gaga. So, but another reason for Radio Gaga, now I said my mom was a big Queen fan, and Radio Gaga was her favorite song, and my mom passed a couple years ago. So during that song in the movie, man, I lost it, man. Tears just started flowing, and just made me think about my mom a lot. This whole movie made me think about my mom a lot, just because, when things happen like this, I just wish I could talk to her about it, and I would have loved to have seen this movie with her, and and just being able to share this moment with her. I miss her so much. And so I felt like she was with me watching this. So another reason why I wanted to title tonight's show Radio Gaga. Overall, just an amazing film. It's an amazing biopic. It doesn't go too crazy off the rails. It's not trying to do anything ridiculous. It just tells a story about a band that wanted to do something different, and they did, and it was awesome. So I highly recommend Bohemian Rhapsody. Even if you're not the biggest Queen fan, I still think you'll really enjoy the movie and how it plays out. And I think if you are a Queen fan, it'll just pique your interest and your love for the movie like it did for me. So, it's one of these ones that when I left the theater that night, I was kind of in the 4.5 star kind of camp. But then when I left and I started talking it over with friends, and I started revisiting it in my head, and the emotional response that it gave me and the feelings I got with the songs, I had to go 5. I had to, man. So it gets 5 Mamma Mias from me out of 5 Mamma Mias. I absolutely loved it. 5 Queens out of 5 Queens, 5 Freddys out of 5 Freddys, 5 Night at the Operas, however you want to do it. 5 Gagas out of the Gaga scale. I love Bohemian Rhapsody. It is great. And I would love to go watch it again for sure. Definitely see it in IMAX if you possibly can, or like a Prime or something with really good audio, because it's got a great soundtrack. So there you go. Alright guys, that is our movie review of the week, and let's jump on over into the news. Why don't we? Lena Dunham is going to be adapting a refugee survival story for Steven Spielberg and J.J. Abrams. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson introduces Vanessa Kirby's character in the Fast and Furious spinoff Hobbs and Shaw. So he introduces her, and she is playing Jason Statham's sister, so that's pretty cool there. Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, writers on the Deadpool movies, have confirmed that Deadpool 2 re-release that they're doing in PG-13 has shot new scenes. So that's some good confirmation there, man. I'm getting pretty stoked for this one. And I have some more info on that release later on. Alright, director of It, Andy Muschietti. He is fantastic, and I'm pretty stoked on this. He is set to direct a big screen adaptation of the manga Attack on Titan. How cool is that? Attack on Titan is such a cool concept to me. I haven't watched the animated one, but I'd seen pictures and reading about it. It just seems so awesome, and I am so down for a full version, a full Hollywood big budget version of this. And I think Andy Muschietti is the perfect director to tackle it. So I'm all on board there. Dolph Lundgren says that Drago is going to be a pretty damaged character in Creed 2, which is pretty cool there. Can't wait for Creed 2. Comes out later this month as well, and I can't wait to see Drago where he's at in his life. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Season 2 is going to be even darker than the first season, so get ready for that. Mike Tyson is set to do a scripted marijuana farm comedy series. Yes, that's right, you heard me. Mike Tyson doing a scripted marijuana farm comedy series. Dev Patel has been tapped to direct, star in a new action revenge film called Monkey Man. The Simpsons may be saying goodbye to Apu for good. Lots of controversy around Apu right now, and they might just actually dump the character to get away from it. Fox is doing a live-action version of Rent, and they have cast Vanessa Hudgens, Jordan Fisher, Brendan Dixon, and more. So take a look at that from when that will be coming to Fox, the live version of Rent. The final season of Gotham is getting a January premiere date. The director of the new horror film, The Prodigy, says he had to re-edit the film because of test screenings and the audience's screaming reaction to it. This doesn't make much sense to me, because if you made a horror film and the audience is freaking out and screaming, why would you go re-edit it to make it less scary? That seems very, very odd. There is a teaser trailer out to this movie right now. I thought it was a decent teaser trailer, but I'll have to wait and see more there. Arrested Development is likely to end with Season 5. That's what David Cross says, and it kind of makes sense. I don't think they're going to be doing any more of that. The episodes that were still set to air of Heathers over on the Paramount Network have been scrapped once again due to the wake of the Pittsburgh shooting. So, some extra episodes of that have been pulled. This show cannot catch a break, man. They just keep getting pulled off of the air. This I'm very excited about. Now, remember the Disney streaming service, right? They've been looking at doing some Marvel stuff. Marvel limited series kind of shows where it's like 6 to 8 episodes focused on an MCU character like Loki, Scarlet Witch. Now reports are coming out that they're going to be teaming up Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and they're going to get their own TV series over on the Disney streaming service. So I love this even more. Falcon and Winter Soldier have a really good love-hate relationship, and I think that'll play out really well on a small screen kind of status. So good for them. I'm on board all the way. A new sci-fi thriller called Stowaway has just landed Anna Kendrick for a starring role on that. Naomi Watts has been cast in HBO's Game of Thrones pilot prequel. BoJack Horseman has been renewed for Season 6. Godzilla vs. Kong has added Rebecca Hall in the leading role for that. Eddie Redmayne is in negotiations and early talks to star in the film The Trial of the Chicago 7. Jason Fleming has signed on for Epic's new Pennyworth show, and he will be playing the villain. Remember that movie, The Edge of 17? The Edge of 17 that came out a couple years ago? YouTube has ordered a pilot based on the teen drama, so they're looking to adapt that. I'm really excited about this. Ava DuVernay is set to direct a Prince documentary for Netflix. I'm a big Prince fan, love Prince, and I think, Ava's such a great director, and I would love to see what she puts into in making a Prince documentary, so I'm completely on board. Cate Blanchett is set to star in Mrs. America, which will be a new limited series over on the FX network. Charlie Plummer and Christine Forsyth are set to lead Hulu's new show, Looking for Alaska. Rian Johnson's new movie, Knives Out, has begun shooting, so that's pretty cool. It's finally happening. Fox has announced its 2019 mid-season premiere dates and their schedule, so definitely check that out if you're wondering where your favorite show is over on Fox. Castlevania producer says that he may produce a Legend of Zelda series next, so I know a lot of you would be stoked on that. Chloe Grace Moretz and Jack O'Connell are set to play Bonnie and Clyde in the new film Love is a Gun. Isa Gonzalez has also joined Rebecca Hall in the cast of Godzilla vs. Kong. This Friday, there's a new horror movie coming out called Overlord, which I'm really stoked about. I'll be checking that out on IMAX this weekend. Overlord director Julius Avery is set to helm the new version of Flash Gordon. That's right, Flash. So there you go. Get that Queen soundtrack up and running again too. This Flash Gordon has been in the works for a long time, so it's good to see that it's finally moving forward. But from the Overlord director, I like it. Congratulations to the video game Red Dead Redemption 2. It has the largest first weekend ever in entertainment history. In its first weekend, Red Dead 2 made $725 million. Wow. 725. Can you believe it? That is insane. I have this game. It's pretty damn awesome, and it's going to take me probably 5 years to beat it. So, but hey, man, money well spent. It is a beautiful game. Mel Gibson is joining Charlie Hunnam, Isaac Gonzalez for a new action thriller called Waldo. The Arrowverse crossover has added another character, and that'll be the Monitor. And we have the first look at the Monitor. You can see what he looks like in the new crossover. Looks almost like a mix of Apocalypse from X-Men and Thanos a little bit, just kind of more live action. It's an interesting look there. A adaptation of Dean Koontz's Strangers is being eyed over at Fox, so they might be looking to bring that on. Fuller House Season 4 will premiere in December. Veronica Mars has confirmed that Ryan Hansen will be returning as Dick Casablancas for the Hulu revival. The Game of Thrones prequel has also added Josh Whitehouse in a key role. There's a new UFO drama called Rendlesham, which has just landed Lawrence Fishburne to produce and star in the movie. A sequel to The Meg is in early stages of development, so not much else known about this other than they are working on it. The movie has made plenty of money to move forward on a sequel, so they're putting that together right now. Director Tyler Perry says that he's ending his Madea character in 2019. Aw, that's too bad. Not really. Rest in peace. So yeah, Netflix revealed the first look at Henry Cavill as Geralt in the Witcher TV series, so definitely check a look at that. I know some people have been mocking the damn thing, but you know what? It was a makeup and hair test, so this wasn't an official first picture of him in production, so let's give it a chance to see it in context before everybody starts talking smack. Just saying. Stephen King's Joyland novel is set to get the small screen treatment over on the Freeform network. Jesse L. Martin is taking a medical leave of absence from The Flash. So there you go. I was wondering about this because if you've been watching The Flash, a lot of his scenes he's just been sitting down in a chair. He hasn't really done much. I guess he hurt his back during filming one of the episodes, and he's been in a lot of pain. So they're letting him go home, get rested up. So get well, Jesse, for sure. We need you back on the show. The Obamas are reportedly planning to adapt a book about the Trump administration for Netflix. It looks like that book might be The Fifth Risk. Over on SNL, Liev Schreiber has been tapped to host in November. Deborah Winger is hinting that she might leave The Ranch if it comes back for another season, and it is. Netflix has announced that the show has been renewed for Season 4. There's a new dramedy being eyed at over on Fox. It'll be a wedding night dramedy from the Californication creator. I loved Californication, by the way, so I'm intrigued, not knowing much else about this other than it's that person behind it. New Girl's Hannah Simone is eyeing an autobiographical ABC sitcom, so that's pretty cool. I love Hannah Simone, so anything she wants to do, I'm down. BBC America is set to adapt Discworld, the Discworld novels, with a new punk rock thriller. Yeah, that sounds pretty crazy, but it is BBC, so we'll see what ends up happening with that. Emma Roberts, we had talked about that she had just signed on for a new Netflix show called Spinning Out. Well, now she has dropped out of it due to scheduling conflicts. Ridley Scott says that he's working on a Gladiator sequel. Why? I'm just going to leave that there. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence confirm their return for Bad Boys 3. That's right, finally. It's taken so many years. But the other day, Will Smith got on Instagram. He was with Martin Lawrence, and they verbally on Instagram said, "We're doing it. We're coming back. We're doing it. Bad Boys 3, baby. Let's go." And I am so stoked. I love Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2, and I cannot wait for Bad Boys 3, baby. That's right. John Wick director Derek Kolstad is set to adapt The Man from Nowhere. Remember that show Penny Dreadful over on Showtime? Well, Showtime is bringing it back with a new spinoff series. It's going to be called Penny Dreadful City of Angels. That's right. So a new setting, new series, but in the same vein. I'm excited about this. The Birds of Prey movie that's coming together with Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn has just added Ewan McGregor as the main villain. He will be playing Black Mask. That's awesome casting right there. Love that. Adaptation, we already talked about that. Why did I write that twice? Adventure film Corto Maltese has just cast Tom Hughes and Mila Jovovich for that. Castlevania has been renewed for a third season over on Netflix. We have a first look photo of Jessica Chastain in the new movie Eve. She looks pretty battered and bruised, but that's what we expected for that movie Eve. There's a new police procedural called Einstein that's being developed over at NBC. Guy Ritchie's new film Tough Guys has just cast Hugh Grant in a supporting role. Anton Fuqua is in talks to helm Infinite, which will be a thriller about immortals. I love the sound of that, baby. Let's do it. Julianne Hough has just been cast as Jolene in the new Dolly Parton anthology show. Virginia Madsen has just joined DC Universe's upcoming Swamp Thing television show. Molly Ringwald has just joined Netflix's 10-episode revival of Tales of the City. So look for her on that. Hulu has just ordered a new Kat Dennings vehicle called Dollface to series. I love Kat Dennings. Been waiting to see what she was going to do next after Two Broke Girls, because that show was not right for her. But hey, I'm so down for her and down for Hulu. So let's see what they do with this new Dollface series. Emily Blunt is teasing that there might be prequel elements for A Quiet Place 2. So we'll see about that. There's a Color Purple musical film coming from Steven Spielberg and Oprah Winfrey. Do we need that? I don't know. That sounds kind of crazy. John Malkovich, Michael K. Williams, and Vivica A. Fox are joining a new project called Arkansas. Angelica Washington has just joined the DC Universe's upcoming Stargirl show. High-stakes thriller Inheritance has just added Kate Mara and Simon Pegg to the cast. Will Ferrell is joining a Force Majeure remake and will star with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Christopher Plummer is in talks to join Rian Johnson's Knives Out. F. Scott Fitzgerald's Tender is the Night is getting a series adaptation over on Hulu. We have the first Season 3 trailer for True Detective. You check that out. A sequel to Spike Lee's new movie. Not new movie. Why did I only say that? Sometimes. Sequel to Spike Lee's Inside Man is set to star Amel Amin. So, we're getting a sequel to Inside Man. A Time Machine adaptation is being developed by Andy Muschietti. You better do it after Attack of Titan, and I don't think he's going to direct it. I think he's just developing it. Hamilton's Anthony Ramos is set to join Liam Neeson in the new thriller Honest Thief. Deadpool's Brianna Hildebrand is set to board the new sci-fi space picture Persephone. Frozen 2 is getting bumped up in its release date, so it's coming a little bit sooner rather than later. The OA co-creator Britt Marling explains Season 2 delay. She says, "It's coming." Now, I have forgot about the OA, to be honest, because it's taking so damn long for this show to be here. The OA came out in 2016, and I loved it. I mean, it came out right after the heels of Stranger Things. And then we heard Season 2's coming, and nothing's happened since. She says because it's an original show, And every episode is so different and unique. It just takes so long for them to write it and produce it. And then she says it's not a typical show budget-wise either, that it just, every episode needs its own budget based on what's going on. So yeah, it's a little insane. So she says, please be patient. It's almost ready, and it'll be coming soon to Netflix. So I'm guessing 2019 sometime. The show Shadowhunters is getting its final season in February, so that's when it'll launch. A Discovery of Witches has been renewed for seasons 2 and 3 ahead of its U.S. premiere. Sarah Jessica Parker's show Divorced has been renewed for a season 3 over on HBO. We got an article up about the Doom Patrol. Now, the Doom Patrol had a big showing in the latest episode of Titans over in the DC Universe, and of course they're getting their own show next year. It'll be the next show up on the DC Universe app. So you get to meet the Doom Patrol, and we got this cool article up with everything you need to know about DC Universe's next live action series. So get to learn about Robot Man and Negative Man and Elasti-Woman. It's pretty cool, man. And that last episode of Titans was just fantastic. I love Titans. So if you've been waiting to subscribe to the network, just get it. Arrowverse Elseworlds crossover is going to feature another DC villain. They're going to be adding Psycho Pirate. That's right. I never even heard of Psycho Pirate, but he's coming to the crossover. All Eyes on Me star who played Tupac, Demetrius Shipp, is set to recur on the show All American. Rashida Jones is developing a show called Kevin Can F Himself, which is a series told from the sitcom wife's perspective. Look at that. Very, very interesting. I like the sound of it. I'm very curious. The show Alone Together has been canceled over on the Freeform network. New Girl's Lamorne Morris, who is just so damn funny, is going to star in a new show called Woke, which is a Hulu comedy based on cartoonist Keith Knight. We have Everything Wrong with Cinderella in 10 minutes or less. Everything Wrong with The Exorcist in 16 minutes or less. The honest trailer of the week was Batman the Animated Series. The first trailer for Tyler Perry's A Madea Family Funeral. The trailer for Isn't It Romantic, starring Rebel Wilson. The first trailer for Spies in Disguise, a new animated movie with Will Smith and Tom Holland. And the trailer for 5 Feet Apart. So check out all those new trailers that just dropped as well. Fred Savage has another rom-com set called Me and You that NBC has just picked up, so congratulations to him on that. He's also a producer on the new comedy Single Parents, which is doing really good. So good for Fred Savage. Very, very proud of that guy. This is very interesting. The Live with Kelly Ripa and Ryan Seacrest, they have a new ABC scripted comedy that's inspired by them called Work Wife. That is being put up over at ABC. So very, very interesting. We'll see where that ends up going. Kelsey Grammer says that he wants his original co-stars to come back if they do a Frasier reboot. So I would hope so, for sure. The Rock has its new upcoming competition series called Titan Games, and they released the first trailer for that. You could check out for sure. Paddington 3 is in development, but director Paul King may not come back for it. So, but yes, they are moving forward on Paddington 3. Allison Janney is signed on to star for Bad Robot's new movie Lou. You're the Worst gets its final season trailer that just dropped, and the new season will premiere in January. Letitia Wright from Black Panther, she will star in a Le Brio remake, and John Legend will produce that. Shaquille O'Neal and Ken Jeong's Unqualified pilot has just been greenlit over at TBS. We are officially getting that sequel for The Hitman's Wife, The Hitman's Bodyguard, whereas now it's called The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. And Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson are set to return officially for the sequel. Now, we talked about Psycho Pirate, and now we know that Bob Frazier is joining the CW Elseworld crossover as the Psycho Pirate. There might be a new version of War of the Worlds coming, and Greg Kinnear is in talks to star in the new adaptation. The film version of Deadwood has officially begun production. Netflix is set to produce Chris Williams' Jacob and the Sea Beast. Sony's Alex Rider series has landed Das Boot's Andreas Prochaska to direct. James Wan has officially announced that Aquaman is done, ready to go, ready for you to see. Now, everybody's been making a big deal about Andrew Lincoln leaving The Walking Dead. Well, guess what? He did leave last night. It was his last episode, but now they've announced they got 3 Walking Dead movies that they're going to be doing, and Andrew Lincoln will lead all 3 of them. So the first movie will be a continuation of what happened to his character after it was written off the show last night, and then the other 2 movies are in development to see where it goes from there. So he will be coming back to the character. He will be doing more in the universe. It just will be in movies instead of full seasons of Walking Dead. We have your first look at Charlize Theron on the set as Megyn Kelly in the Roger Ailes film. We got finally some official news on that PG-13 Deadpool. So it is now officially titled Once Upon a Deadpool. That's right. Once Upon a Deadpool is coming. It is the PG-13 cut. And it does have Fred Savage in it, where Deadpool is reading him the story of what happened in Deadpool 2, and it flashes back and forth between the movies, to cut out a lot of the violence and the unnecessary stuff. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting. There is new footage. The movie's about only 2 minutes shorter, so they definitely filled the time with some stuff, so I'd be curious to see how this all pans out. But it will come out in limited release in December, and it's called Once Upon a Deadpool. Fede Alvarez says that the Don't Breathe 2 script is done, and it could possibly be his next project. Lifetime is adapting a Pride and Prejudice with a contemporary spin in Atlanta. And congratulations to Nathan Fillion. His new show, The Rookie, has just picked up a full season order over on ABC. So that's awesome there. Love Nathan Fillion. I don't watch the show, but I'm always rooting for that guy. So congratulations on that. And that, my friends, is the news. Look at that. We did it in under 30 minutes. How fantastic is that? Let's talk box office and release dates, and we'll wrap this baby up. Out on Blu-ray and DVD this week. Tomorrow will be Incredibles 2, Christopher Robin, and Black Klansman. In theaters this Friday is going to be Overlord, The Girl in the Spider's Web, and The Grinch. Now, I'll definitely be checking out Overlord. I will probably see The Grinch as well, because I'll take my daughter to see that one. I do want to see The Girl in the Spider's Web. I just don't know if I'll get to it this weekend or not, but we'll see. But good release weekend at the movies. And here's your box office. Coming in at number 10, it's The Hate U Give with 3.4 mil. Number 9 is Hunter Killer with 3.5 million. Number 8 is Goosebumps 2 with 3.7 mil. Number 7 is Smallfoot with 3.8 million. Number 6 is Venom with 7.9. Number 5 is Halloween with 11 million. Number 4 is A Star Is Born with 11.1 million. Number 3 is a debut for Nobody's Fool, and that only made 14 mil. It was one of Tyler Perry's lowest performing films ever. Number 2 was also a bomb for the Disney Corporation, as The Nutcracker in the Four Realms came out, and it only made number 2 with 20 mil. But once again, congratulations to number 1. It is Mama Just Killed a Man. Bohemian Rhapsody, $50 million, and another $72.5 million internationally. So, fantastic opening there for Bohemian Rhapsody. All right. That'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. That is our show here tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in and getting me through it, and hopefully getting you through all the news of the week so you can get excited about some upcoming projects. AmIOnTheAir.com is our official webpage. Yep, simply it's just the show title, AmIOnTheAir.com, and that's where you can go, listen to the show, look at trailers, reviews, box office stuff. Everything we talked about is on the website. We are on Facebook. Like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/AmIOnTheAir. Follow us on Twitter at AmIOnTheAir. Follow me on Twitter directly at DXDonMega. Yes, DXDonMega. So follow along there. Of course, subscribe to us on iTunes. If iTunes ain't your thing, you can get us on lots of other ways. So you have Spotify. You have iHeartRadio. You have Spreaker, TuneIn, Google Play Podcast. The list goes on and on. If there's a podcast network, tune in. All of it, we're available. So make sure you follow us on Instagram as well, just simply at Am I on the Air. If you like little short mini reviews to get you through the week, I once again recommend you follow me on Stardust. Stardust is an awesome app that you can get on any platform, and that's where you do 30-second mini video reviews. Do them on TV shows, movies, trailers, the whole nine. Get it done. It's on Stardust, and you can follow me at simply Don Mega, DonMega. Alright? Get Stardust and give me a follow. I will follow you back. And let's get the conversation going, baby. And, of course, our great affiliates over at RedDragonsRadio.com. Red Dragons Radio. Follow on Twitter at Red Dragons Radio so you can know what's going down with all the great podcasts that's over on the network. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I have appreciated it. And have a great week. We'll talk to you on the next episode. And, take care of yourselves and each other. And until next time, y'all. Peace!
Bye, everybody.
Red Dragons!
Red Dragons.